Welcome to the August 8th, 2024 meeting of the Lyman Planning Board. This meeting will come to order. This is a public proceeding, and unless the board specifically votes to go into executive session, you have the right to hear everything that is being said and to look at all the exhibits that are being offered. If the board goes into executive session, the reasons shall be stated. Please notify the board chair if you are having difficulty seeing or hearing. This meeting is being digitally recorded and broadcast on YouTube. In each instance, the burden is upon the applicant to demonstrate compliance with the provisions of the applicable ordinance or ordinances. After the board votes on the merits of each topic, it will prepare a written opinion which will be forwarded within 7 days. The board works from a prepared agenda and will be considering this meeting's items in the following order. Roll call. New business, number 1, Dan Cook, Salem Capital Group, 301 Middle Road, map 4, lot 43-4, reopening gas station convenience store at 301 Middle Road. Number 2, Seth Drown, 35 Duke Lane, map 5, lot 21, earth moving activities. Number 3, set agenda for the next meeting on 8/21/24. Number 4, CEO update. We'll have the minutes, review the minutes from the 7/10 planning board and public hearing and the 7/17 meetings. Old business and new mail. Old business is Harper Residential Subdivision, map 3, lot 87-3, and a portion of map 3, lot 87-2, Old Kennebunk Pond Road or Old Kennebunk Road, 9-unit subdivision. I ask you to join me in pledge of allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Long may she wait. Could we have a roll call, please?
Bill Single, 8 Single Lane.
Kelly Demers, 10 Partridge Way.
Kevin Bear, 64 Buckingham Pond Road.
Cecile Dupuy, 53 Chapel Shores Road.
Thank you. And last meeting, we had made a motion in case Cecile wasn't here to have Bill as a full voting member. Does anyone want to rescind that as we have 3 permanent members?
No.
Hearing none, Bill, you're still a full voting member.
I'm excited.
I'm sure you are.
Can't get out of it, man.
Dan Cook, yes, sir.
Before we get started, I realize it's out of order, but I know Mr. Nason has a question we can probably answer quickly, and he can be on his way, so he doesn't have to sit around and wait.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
Podium.
So Josh Nason, Brookview Drive. So I've got a question for the planning board. So when we did this whole thing, I followed the ordinance. It was 2% of the cost of my project for inspections during this. So I put that amount of money in escrow. We've had 3 inspections and there's 1 more coming. It's already up over $9,000 some odd dollars for inspections. And most inspections have been costing over $3,000 in inspections. So we're going to be up over $12,000, almost $13,000 for inspections from civil consultants. I was supposed to put $6,400 in escrow, and I'm being asked for all these additional funding to pay for civil consultants with no answer, no contract. I've been told my project ran a little over budget, so I owe that difference. And if that's the case, fine. But where's all this other money supposed to come from? There was no quote, no nothing given, I don't think, to the town. I requested a copy of their quote and stuff from July 2nd and got nothing.
Rebecca, could you shed any light on that for us?
All I can say is it is being handled by the town. So as of right now, we just have to wait to hear back from how we're going to proceed.
Because, this is the first time I've seen anything like this. Once we sign off on the application, it's usually out of our hands.
Yeah, and the town is taking care of it.
I know it's probably not what you want to hear, but, and I could have told you that earlier, but I thought you'd be better to hear it here. But it's really beyond what we can control.
Yeah.
It's really
So,
between you and the CEO and
which have
whoever.
gone around and around and around, hence why I'm standing here, because I get
I
the same
usually have an
answers, I
answer
get
for
other
you.
answers.
I understand, but I can just suggest to talk to Rebecca, and I think she will do everything she can to make it go as smooth as possible.
All right. 'Cause
Sorry, I don't have more for you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you guys for your time.
Mr. Dan Cook?
Crook, CI.
Crook? I wouldn't call you a crook. I don't know you yet.
My dad was accountant.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Back in the day, he was the only crook in the book in Maine. No, pretty cool.
Okay, so you have updated, do we have a full application yet?
I believe we have everything. I gave you some copies. We have a survey, we have a site plan. We have some waivers, I believe, because it's an existing business. There's a inside the building
We
plan.
can vote on that, completed. We need to discuss that later. Okay.
This one?
No, it's not any particular one, it's just overall. So we just want to discuss it later after the details is clear.
We have a letter of authorization from the property owner.
Was there an application submitted? I've been gone for the last 2 meetings.
Yeah, the application was submitted in June.
We know.
Well, I have an inquiry form, but I don't have an application.
You don't have the application itself? I thought you all got the application
Mm,
back a while ago.
no, this is what I have. Let me see. Application to permit established home occupation. That doesn't belong in there.
I'm moving in.
No, I don't know how that one got into here. It's an old one. Letter of authorization, photo of driver's license, planning board inquiry form, Heather Lyman, planning to reopen business in building, possibly catering as well. Then this is two the same.
I'll be right back.
Thank you. While she's out, do you want to give the thousands of people present a review of what you're planning on doing?
I'm basically going to move my establishment. I got a commercial kitchen and wells, as well as an office and storage. I got a couple trucks. Food truck is running actually today. So we're just going to basically move from wells to the new store, do the cooking out of there. We'll do the gas, clean it up a little bit, but it's pretty good shape. So basically, we'll move equipment. It's going to be stand free as it was prior.
Mhm.
I talked to the insurance company, get it. All that stuff is pretty well organized. Just whatever you guys think. If there's anything else I need, but I think we're in good shape because it's a great shape. The whole place. I know you guys can check it out. We're basically going to leave the place the way it is and move in there. If we decide to do any changes, if we make some money, if things work out, we plan to, that we might do a couple changes. But at this point, we don't want to do anything. Just bring equipment down there, move it from one area to the next.
Can you define what you mean by equipment?
Refrigeration,
Okay.
yeah.
Does that exist already in that building? No?
There is refrigeration in that building already, correct?
Okay.
A lot of
You have it
refrigeration.
ready.
So we get 3-door units that we're going to bring down there, plug them in. Some rack and rolls. A lot of our catering equipment will go in there. If we decide to do that or not, we're not sure. We just run to the store and cook pizzas and delivery and do, meatloafs and things like that.
And the cooking will be done inside.
Correct. So yes, definitely. Yeah.
Any interior seating?
There is pre-existing seating. Yeah, I
Do you
think.
continue that?
Yes, sir. I think there were 3 or 4 tables inside.
A few high tops and a bench, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's been a few years.
So we're thinking, breakfast, lunch, and dinner will be busiest hours, but there's not a lot of traffic, especially so far that we see. But we need signs, the existing signage that's out there with no sign in it.
Yep.
So we're gonna have to eventually do that as well. But we're gonna follow the same plan as it was, prior to us, if we work it out.
don't want that.
And was that a gas station also?
Correct.
And
Yeah.
and that,
Okay, we
that's
don't
going to
have
remain
the,
also, we be selling gas?
Yes, we did copies. I don't know if you guys got it, but how it's all been approved till 2036, inspected. But I know there is a copy here, so the insurance has that as well. So that's been inspected, so we got some time on that one. You know what I mean? Because they are above ground as well. If you don't, if it doesn't show on that map of yours, so the tanks are above ground.
So I plan on doing fuel, diesel.
Well, we're not sure. We just we're not sure if it's a 3-compartment or 2-compartment. So we're thinking about doing diesel because of the trucks. Maybe just do one unleaded.
Mhm.
That's the plan. You know, but we're going to use the existing tank. We're not putting a new tank on there. That's $100,000 to put a new diesel
Yeah.
tank on there. So we're trying to figure that out as well. But it will only be 2 types of gas. Either it's diesel and regular, if it's regular, high tests. You know, because I think it's 3 compartments, but I haven't got that far yet. I don't, you know.
I remember, was there propane there?
Yeah, they had tank, little tanks.
Yeah, you could refill it.
Oh, no, not refill, but.
Oh, the swap, the, yeah.
Yeah, that's for the ovens and the pizza stuff and all that stuff.
Okay. Board have any questions before we start the checklist? Okay. Hairnet. Fee is established by the Board of Selectmen. We got that. Did we get the check?
I thought we dropped one off last week or 10 days ago. I thought so.
Marshall?
Come in and drop it off, you guys.
I thought so.
Welcome, Brian.
Yes.
Question, what are the rules of engagement from the standpoint of me being in the audience and wanting to ask a question?
Technically, during the meeting, you're not supposed to. However, we're kind of lax here because we want people's input. We want to get your opinion. So if you have something that you feel is pertinent, you raise your hand and ask the question. So go ahead.
So this is basically gonna be a retail business that he's running out of.
Right, he's the
Wine
old
and
Sonny's.
variety.
Yeah, same thing. Same.
Yeah,
Just
the
gonna
old
change
Sonny's
it to
variety.
Sonny's. Back to the old man, Sonny. I don't know if you know Sonny
Yeah,
Stevens.
I do, yeah.
So I know the Shields, those guys very well. So I asked Dean, I said, what do you think? I said, I want to keep it Sonny's. He's like, yes, you know.
That was my question.
Right.
Awesome.
So as far as we know, currently, we do not have the fee or the check as, she's
If we-
running the check.
I think she went to check.
If we don't have it all right, when, don't worry, I mean, I'm good for it.
It's a check on a checkbox on a form.
I thought I've been here so many times, you know, these guys are so helpful, you know.
I missed the lead, so.
Well, in the meantime, we'll proceed on to 8-8.3.5.c, provide 2 sets of mailing labels for butters within 500 feet of the property, including mailing address and maps in lot.
And it'd be 3 sets right now.
We asked for 3, and yes, we have mailing labels in this folder right here.
All right, make a motion that the applicant has submitted 3 sets. Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
I,
A site plan drawn to scale not smaller than 1 inch equals 40 feet, 1 to 40, I believe that we had in,
There's a few over here, sir.
The rolled up ones, one of them says site plan.
Should be 5 of them in there for you.
wanna take a look at it? Go ahead, open it up. And that's the survey. Okay, don't think that's ours. Because that's Old North Berwick Road and Old Kennebunk Road, but that's across the street. So I don't think you want that one for us.
Okay.
We'll give that back to you. So we have, see a survey there and the scale on it? We're down one below your left hand.
Yeah, the scale of this plan is 150.
Not smaller than 140, that's 1 to 50. Is there other plans included in that? Oh, that looks like, yeah, there's multiple,
Yeah, it's 5 copies.
5 copies. Looking to get a waiver on that because it is smaller than 1 to 40. Which I think, we are trying to get that changed. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Because
the
sometimes.
best they could do the best they could do at, what do we call it there, that, Staples.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
So would you be requesting a waiver to go from 1 to 40, from 1 to 40 to 1 to 50?
that'd be great.
Do we need to have that written down or is the verbal on the official?
I think if you could, if you jotted it down on his waiver request and he initialed it with the date.
Yep, number 1, waiver asked.
Says here, the planning board may modify or waive any of the following application submission requirements if it determines that due to the size or nature of the project would not be applicable or would place an unnecessary burden on the applicant, would not affect or conflict with the purposes of this order.
Sounds great to me.
Yeah, I like it too.
So I'll make a motion that the applicant be granted a waiver for the 1 to 40 scale. I have a second?
I'll second that.
Any discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Waiver granted. Name and address of applicant plus name of proposed development, and we have that. On the application, we have a motion that the applicant has met criteria 2.
So moved.
Got a motion, any second?
Second.
Motion is second, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Submitted. Total floor covering, ground coverage, and location of each proposed building structure or addition, not doing any changing to the existing structure or landscape or anything like that.
Correct.
And that one,
No proposed, well, no, okay. No
No.
proposed.
so since he's not doing that,
Not a-
not applicable, and discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Not applicable. Perimeter survey of the parcels made and certified by a registered land surveyor licensed in Maine relating to reference points plan shows true magnetic north graphic scale corners of the parcel proper date the survey and total acreage. We've got true north, we've got the
It's
survey.
covered and stamped by
Yeah.
a surveyor.
So you're making a motion that the applicant has met number 4?
So moved.
Motion, second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Approved. All existing and proposed setback dimensions, and those are already on the existing plan. So I'll entertain a motion that the applicant meets criteria number 5.
So moved.
You have a second? Any discussion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approved. Size, location, direction, and intensity of illumination of all major outdoor lighting signs, lighting apparatuses and signs. Do we have that on that plan?
We don't have lights on the signs because the signs are empty, but we put a pink mark on every light that we have there, including under the canopy of the gas distribution.
Do you plan on lighting your sign, your street sign?
I would think so, yeah. I would hope so. But I don't have a sign, so
Not yet.
But-
not yet, exactly.
So
it's proposed, you're going to have.
I'm gonna have to have a sign. But the posts for the signs are already pre-existing, so I could put the wood in there.
And it's probably already.
Oh, so I
close-
need mark those lights for the sign.
Probably already was existing, removing, just gonna be reinstalled.
Yeah, they're still there. Yeah, the lights are there.
Okay, motion that he meets number 6.
So moved.
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. The type, size, and location of all incineration devices, number 7. And he's got a notation that there's gonna be no incineration devices, so that is not applicable. Any discussion on that? All in favor? Done.
Aye.
Type, size, location of all machinery likely to generate appreciable noise at the lot line as well as established decibel levels at property lines. And he's got a notation, not applicable, no excess noise. Even with your new food trucks.
We're not gonna bring the food truck down there because you're gonna fight with the store and the food in there as well as food truck, so.
And you're gonna be operating fuel trucks, or fuel stations. Cars are gonna be coming in, dump trucks from Hisson or wherever coming in, getting fuel, people getting their gas.
So you said you're gonna operate the food trucks there?
No,
No,
You're not?
no,
Okay.
no.
you were gonna stock them or prep them or something like that?
Yeah, a little bit of that. We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're mostly concentrating on the store and the food at the store, and you know.
No, I was just thinking of a generator run for the food trucks.
Oh, no food trucks.
So number 8, looks like he's requested that it is not applicable. Any discussion? All in favor, it's not applicable?
Aye.
Oh. Number 9, the location, type, size of all existing and proposed catch basins, storm drain facilities, wetland streams, and water courses, as well as all utilities both above and below ground. He's got a request saying no storm drainage facility, etc. There's no
He's not
catch
changing-
basins?
It's all existing.
He's not changing anything from what it was.
All
But we
existing.
don't know what it was.
Are they located on the?
Because we
on the
had a
survey?
business running there before.
Right, but
We
it's
don't
was-
know what it is.
it's
We
the
don't know.
location, is it on the survey?
Well, utilities are shown. I don't believe there's any existing catch basins.
I thought that was one. Can you hand me a copy of that? I think. Fuel tankers. This waste disposal, great stakes. Want to take a look at that, Bill?
Yeah, I'm fine with it because it was an
It's an
operational
existing-
business that was approved
Pre-approved
and
before we have
permitted,
it on
no
the board.
change, shouldn't change.
So he's asked for waivers that there's no storm drainage facility. I'm curious. on that. I don't remember if there's a storm drain catch basin there or not.
I think it's not applicable.
So would this just apply to new construction?
I would say yes, it would apply to new construction.
And what is our, um,
Except what it says, the location, type, and size of all existing or proposed catch basins, storm drainage facilities, wetland streams, water courses, as well as utilities, both above and below grade. If there's no catch basins on site, fine, great. And it's an existing building that's been there 20
it
years.
does say all existing and proposed catch.
That's the existing.
Storm drainage facilities, wetland streams and water.
We can always verify during a site walk. To be verified? That are all right, that agreeable?
Yeah.
So when we do the site walk, we'll.
Gotcha. Take a look.
Right, so all in favor to verify location of catch basins? So. Number 10, all existing contours, proposed finished grades, elevations, of the portion of the site which will be altered and the system of drainage proposed to be constructed. Contour intervals shall be specified by the planning board. Number 10, he has no alterations. It's an existing plan that was previously approved. Do I have a motion that it is not applicable?
So moved.
We got a motion, any second?
Second.
Motion second, any just further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Number 11, location type, all curbs, sidewalks, driveways, fences, retaining walls, parking spaces, etc., and a layout thereof, together with dimensions. You're not doing any changes to the landscaping.
Cut the grass. That's about
The thing is the parking spaces layouts.
Yeah, we should have
There's
that.
not on there.
Yeah.
We need that. Especially with the potential amount of traffic going in and out, spots here, handicap spot location by the door. So you'll need to put those on.
Just take the existing plan, draw in the parking areas and how many spaces there are,
Okay.
and just submit one.
Yep,
submit
update it
one.
and submit it.
Okay.
The
The line's
Yeah,
probably
cool.
already there. You can take a tape measure, go 9'6" or whatever the requirement is.
4'2".
Yeah.
Mini cars.
I'll get out the yellow paint.
Little paint, handicap spot where it's located.
Yeah. Bringing it up for us.
So that'll be to be verified.
Right on.
What is this to do?
Does the board approve that? Do you have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, you'll come back with that to be verified.
You got it.
Number 12. All proposed landscaping areas, size and type of plant material upon the premises. He is saying that is not applicable and you're using existing landscaping is already there. You're not changing it. You're not putting
No.
beautiful whatever goes out there.
No, and it's pretty nice already. You know what I
It
mean?
is. So we have a motion and this, we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor that there's no change in all existing?
Aye.
Done. All existing or proposed right-of-way easements or other legal restrictions which may affect the premises in question. And they have requested that it is all currently existing and has been pre-approved by a prior board.
We have a copy of the deed.
Correct.
This is clarified.
No, that's for the application.
I think I have it.
Okay, as long as you've got it, I'm fine.
I thought I made 5 copies of that, but maybe I didn't.
Oh, you might have, but someone's greedy. She's saving
Oh,
trees.
trouble.
Oh, she'll get back at me, guaranteed. And I deserve it.
I want to see it. I'll pay for that.
Awesome. So.
She's the best.
Number 13 is existing, not applicable. We have a copy of the rate deed and title. Who is not applicable? Any discussion? Any comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Number 14, property lines of all properties abutting the proposed development, including properties across the street or across across a water body, together with the tax and lot numbers of the property owners' names, mailing addresses on file with the town offices within 10 days of filing the application. You probably have that all, Julie?
Sure. What am I got?
I'm not reading that again.
The butters and the mail-in labels and all that jazz.
Yes, I have the mailing labels.
So you've got the butter, okay.
All right. That looks like it's the old one.
So these may not be the right abutters.
We already changed the butters down here last week. Pulled them all up, all brand new people that live here. We had 3,
The ones that are on here. are-
3 only on there. Still live as a butters.
Okay.
But we even went to Alfred, I think we went to as well, to make sure everything was,
That would
Covered.
need to be noted on plan submitted to us. You can scratch it out and put John Smith, Old North Berwick Road map, whatever.
gotcha.
So long with the parking spaces, put that.
Put that next to the butters, or put a butter number 1 in apartment space, part number 1, number 2. But there's your, if you take care of us, there's your,
We don't want any equivalent.
special parking space. Come on down.
So we'll make a motion that once the survey has been amended to show the abutters in accordance with number 14, that it'll be approved.
So
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
To be verified. And then the next time you come back after that, that's when we go from submitted to approved. That's when you make sure everything's in place.
Gotcha.
This is just preliminary. Then appropriate box for each page for the plans for the signatures of the planning board. And we have a signature block there. So I'll make a motion that number 15 has been met.
Second.
We got a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Vote. Documentation of right title interest in the proposed site. Julie has just presented us to that. So I'll make a motion that the applicant has met number 16.
Second.
Any discussion? None? All in favor?
Aye.
Done.
make a note to look at that again later. It's not on this, just as a discussion.
Which one?
Number 16, just make a note to discuss that. It's nothing to do with this application. Okay? I'm remembering what I went to today.
Multitasking. Number 17. On-site soils investigation report by a Maine State licensed site evaluator. The report shall identify the type of soil, location of all test pits, and the proposed location and design for subsurface disposal systems. Number 17, he has is completed, and that is showing the waste disposal site. You're not doing any, that's
Hey.
It's
existing.
existing.
Yeah, we just do it, grease trap.
Location of subsurface waste
Grease trap.
disposal is shown.
Garbage can.
So, make a motion that the applicant has met number 17.
So,
Any discussion?
Second.
Second, any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
The type of product, finished or waste material to be stored inside or outside the roof building, including their physical, chemical properties, if appropriate. And number 18, he says, completed food, soap, and sanitizer. And if I remember, there was a dumpster back there someplace, or on the side.
There will be,
There will be. But yeah, that was kind of,
yeah.
so you have a way to get rid of old grease.
Grease trap, yeah. And we got we'll have a grease container in the back as well.
Yeah.
Filter it, clean it, dump all of, yeah. I think all of that. And there is one actually behind there still, but I don't know who owns it or whatever. But there's a receptacle back there,
Mhm.
but not a trash dumpster.
someone
say.
did an old,
They abandoned a few things over there, which is kind of, pretty cool for me. It's
yeah.
it's pretty well set up.
8 burner stove, yeah, double oven, triple ovens. Okay, number 18, he says it's completed, that they're not really changing anything. Do we have a motion that he meets the criteria for 18?
So moved.
Second? Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Done. Number 19. Traffic data, the planning board may require that the applicant include a traffic engineering study should the project be constructed one of the substantial magnitude along one of the town's state highways where fast-moving traffic occurs, i.e. Route 111, 35, or 5. Should a traffic study be requested by the planning board, the following data shall be included. Estimated peak hour traffic to be generated by the proposal. Existing traffic count and volume on surrounding roads. Traffic accident data covered the last 3 years. the capacity of surrounding roads, municipal facilities, parks, and other improvements which may be necessary on such roads and facilities to accommodate anticipated traffic generation. The need for traffic signals or sign or other directional markers to be regulated to regulate anticipated traffic. Number 19.
So this is an application for an already existing place that's already been permitted for the same function.
For the last
I don't think.
20
it's-
years.
I don't think it's.
Yeah, and he
I don't
had
think it really
estimated
applies.
traffic 7 noon, 6 PM. I don't think unless something dramatic happens and your business goes absolutely booming, I don't foresee that there'll possibly be any significant traffic increase.
Or expanded.
Or
Yeah.
unless you do an
Just have to
expansion.
expand.
It's not gonna happen.
So I would make a motion that we, the planning board, do not require a traffic study, as this is an existing structure and existing use. Do I have a second?
So, second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
No study.
Not-
Number 20. Any other information or data the planning board determines is necessary to demonstrate the compliance with town, state, federal regulations.
So I do have a question. Is there state requirements for you to get inspections or permits from the state for?
Correct. And we have that. I brought those as well. I'm already considered a convenience store for some reason through Town of Wells that my food truck's considered a convenience store. I got a mobile caterer. I'm a catering license. I've had liquor license for years. This year I didn't renew it because of the year, number one, because election year is very slow. Number two, it's very expensive. So I got rid of my liquor license this year. But so I talked to the state, so no problem renewing that. All I got to do is give them a check. The only other one I'm working on is the nicotine, because we're going to have cigarettes. And working on that license, but they want to check before they give us the license. I try to explain to them, I'm not going to give you a check until I open up the business. You know what I mean?
And the fuel
But-
station pumps, the fuel distribution, that has to be done by state inspectors, correct?
Yeah, and it's already, its inspection has been done.
For the fuel and everything else. And then once you open the kitchen and all that, you'll have code enforcement and the state health inspector, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's anything
I
we
think
could,
we're fine.
Because
Just one-
I'm licensed now, so all my licenses and everything, state inspection is 100%, you know?
all right. Just, go ahead, Kevin.
I just want to, I personally want to put a to be verified on number 20 until we do the sidewalk.
Okay.
Yep.
So we'll, once we do the site walk, we'll walk around. If we see something that jumps out at us, we'll note it, and then it'll have to be addressed.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Yeah, no problem.
Make a motion that we hold off on number 20 until site inspection.
So moved.
Mhm. Second.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Done. So now we'll wait for the 16 standards till afterwards. So you got a little bit of homework. We got to do schedule a site inspection, site walk.
I'm interested about this one too. This one I was told to get, and they give me the proper deed.
It looks like subdivision, proposed subdivision across the street.
That's what they gave me over there. So, how to figure out what I need
I opened that up and I'm seeing lots. I'm like, no, you haven't, there's nothing in there about doing a subdivision. Oh, so we gotta wait, what, 14 days for a site walk or 7?
The first chance that you would have to do one would be this, if you want to do it on a Saturday, it would be the 17th. Because it has to be able to be posted
Yep.
online 7 days. You need at least 7 days notice.
Okay.
Could you make it on Saturday the 17th?
You know. Get 2 weddings.
2, They can't postpone their weddings for you.
You want anything done? Hey, I'm busy, sorry.
Is there another day, like?
Sunday?
Supper time
Sunday.
that you can do?
Would Sunday the 18th work?
I'll give you the key. You want the key? I got two of them.
No,
No,
this
you have to
would,
be
so
there.
in case there's someone from the public that wants to come in,
Oh, yes, that one.
so that
okay.
they can come in and go, I would like the parking lot
Yeah.
slanted.
I got
Whatever.
you. I thought we were talking about some, side inspection thing.
No,
So I could give you a key. to
I don't think we've been inside a single building ever since, because that's code enforcement, that's not us. We're just about the site.
Oh, you don't go inside?
Nope.
Thank God. No, I'm just kidding. It's a
18th.
beautiful thing.
What time?
Um,
18th Sunday, give people time to get up, have their breakfast, go to church, come out of church, 10 o'clock.
10:30.
10:30?
10:30, 11.
I would say 11 just in case.
Yeah, I would do
Just
11.
How that works, eh?
11's good.
And that is 301 middle. And we said 11 a.m. All right.
You good for now?
Yep,
you
then
just
you've
have
got
to-
you know what you got to do.
Pretty much.
Do you want to set a public hearing while we're here? It wouldn't be until September, I can tell you that, because of the 20 days.
Yeah, because if we're doing a site walk on the 18th, the next one would be next meeting would be the 21st.
The
Yeah.
first date
Would be
have
September 4th.
September 4th. Hang on, let me count.
It's over 14 days.
We could do it on the 4th, or we could do it on this September 18th.
If we do it the 4th, let's do it the 4th. Let's not hold them up any longer than necessary. It's pretty simple. There's only a few things that he's got to do, unless the public comes up with some issues during the site walk or during the public hearing. Which after the public hearing, then we'll address that and make sure everything is done
Compliant.
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 Or to the satisfaction, or that you're within the ordinance. Someone may come up and go, I don't want you to sell this type of beer, because that's none of our concern. So, all right, we will see you on the 18th.
Right on. I'm a little more prepared last time. Get there.
No, last time was just preliminary. Can I do this?
Cool. Thank you guys.
Maybe steps.
Yep. So
Would
it's-
like to check? Do the check.
18 and we said 1 a.m.
Yep.
All right.
As well. Okay.
Mr. Seth Brown.
Scott.
Was that?
Scott.
Well,
He's not here.
it's, the applicant is Seth Brown, so that's what we gotta go by.
That's another thing we need to talk about. Responsible party for the property. That needs to be a discussion. I'm just trying to remember things that we really need to cover. So,
Okay, if you wanna stand up and let us know what you plan on doing. It says you have doing earth moving activities.
Yeah, I run excavation business.
And that is right away.
You're gonna put in an 8-lane road?
No, yeah, 10 lot subdivision. Yeah, there we go.
It's two. Oh, no, it's just taped together.
Yeah, it's just one. Yeah.
I presume that this is 1 to 50 or 1 to 40.
1 to 40, approximately. What I tried to get it the best I could.
Okay. That's two plane. Screening area. Parking area. 10 plus minus. Tell us what you're planning on doing, 'cause
Yeah, wow.
I'm just running an excavation business in and out of there with equipment.
You putting up a building?
Not yet, maybe eventually.
So is there buildings there now?
There's a trailer and then some 2 storage trailers and a Connex.
So that's the 14 by 66 must be the trailer?
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
8 by 12, 8 by 12. And you're just gonna run a business here? How much total land is there?
He's got 39 acres right now.
Okay.
He had 49, he sold 10, so.
that's his.
Yep.
up to David Gerard.
Yep.
That's that new subdivision I saw in there when we were heading up the other day.
No,
No,
No?
that's just up the road beyond
Yeah.
the old horse.
the Abenaki Horse Club there.
Yeah, I know that
Yeah.
very well. But this is before the Abenaki.
Yes, yeah.
This is
Yeah.
before you dive into the tree line.
Yes.
I'm just just past the pond. There's a pond on the left.
Yep.
The hydrant there. We're just past that on the right.
All right.
It actually shows a little bit of the pond right down there in the corner
No. I'm good.
that was man-made
I
about
found
40
it
years
online.
ago, so.
I know the area very well.
Yeah.
So what would the use be here? Would this be considered earth moving activity?
That's what earth moving activities is what he's got in the application.
So are you using it like a gravel pit?
No, it's just a storage area. Yeah.
So what's the earth moving part of it?
I got some stone I bring in here and there, taking back and forth. We got some loam we screen.
But you're not taking it out of that?
No, not haul. No, it's not a bank or anything like that.
Material that you're moving in
No.
and out from other areas?
Yes.
Yes, so just putting things in context. Number one, this is Scott Drown, not Seth.
Right.
Who is the property owner?
Let me. Scott says drown, do 35, do.
The deed is Seth Drown. Yeah.
So why isn't Seth here addressing the board?
He's out of state.
So the applicant, as here, is under both names. Name of the applicant, Seth Drown, and Scott Drown and Seth Drown.
Do we have a deed?
That's what I was just looking for. That's not there. Julie, did they provide a copy of the legal description? Right and title?
Yeah, it's in there. Should be. So,
Right here.
Yes, sir.
The property was understood to be a resident. The trailer is a resident. And the question I have now, do they have an occupancy permit for the trailer? I know that there were some outstanding electrical inspections that had to take place, whether this is a month ago or 2 months ago. Has that been rectified so they can even be they're currently living in the trailer?
That is not an issue the planning board deals with. That is code enforcement.
She said, yes, it is correct.
They
They
have,
do have a permit to be there.
they do have a permit, okay.
Yes,
All right,
yes.
fine. We, myself, our residents had no problem with it being a residential general purpose, livestock, whatever you want to call it.
And we didn't get your name, by the
My
way.
name is Greg Early. I'm on I signed in, but I'm at 216 Duke Lane.
So you are just up the road.
Just up the road.
I'm at 86 Duke,
And your name is?
Bob Jerrier, Jerrier.
All right. And just, you're down, you're closer
Yeah.
to Walker Road and you're just past. And as you're an even number, you're gonna be on the opposite side.
We're on the same side of the road. Oh,
No,
opposite,
Yeah.
yeah, opposite side of this property.
The numbers are a little funky up there.
So you're the old big barn building with the horses.
No.
No, that's the old Abenaki
That's-
club.
No, no.
Sean- that's
Abenaki is
Sean
on the right-hand side.
I live directly across from Abenaki.
Okay, you bought the old, boy, that's way different.
Old Boucher's old place.
Yeah, okay. So 216 must be even further up?
It's, the road itself is 3/4 of a mile long. We're right at the very top, almost 3/4 of a mile.
Up by the old Ben Davis, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, where dead ends and goes up into no man's land. Okay.
It was an ATV trail.
Yep.
So going back to the point here, this community, Michards Farm is at the bottom of the hill.
Yep.
General purpose land, there's livestock, there's chickens, there's whatever. There's no other businesses being run, okay? This is now turned from a residential trailer property into, essentially, it's a combination junkyard, old equipment, and they're also processing aggregate on the property. They're moving aggregate in, they're sifting aggregate, and they're moving aggregate out.
Okay.
There's landscaping materials, there's petitions, there are concrete barriers, petitioning different type of landscaping materials.
Okay, I think
So what is that area zoned?
that's what I was,
GP. It's GP.
general purpose. I think we gotta get back on there because we gotta go through this, then we'll do a site walk, and then the
Did you
big,
resolve the deed?
what's
Did
that?
you resolve the deed listing?
You just had it.
I just had it, it's right here. I have the deed. The deed says it belongs to Seth.
Yeah, we gotta go through the process, all this,
That should be present.
the application, then we'll do, I'm really appreciating your input.
Yeah.
Then we'll do the site walk and have the public hearing, which will be another time for you to have the opportunity and your neighbors to come up and speak your piece.
You
Which
can
we
attend the
take
site
all into consideration.
Should not the actual landowner be here at this meeting?
A lot of times during applications, we will have people that have the authority to speak on behalf of the,
Does he have legal authority to speak on behalf of Seth?
according to the application that we have in front of us, he is a co-applicant.
So what is it?
Applicant, but he's not owner, he's not listed on the deed.
It's the same as when you give someone power of attorney.
Is there a power of attorney?
That's one of the things we're gonna be discussing that whole issue in a little while.
Yeah.
Afterwards, not pertaining strictly to this, to all of the applications. It's just some new thing that we've come up with, we need to discuss, so. Just to let you know,
Well,
it's
if it's
gonna
not
be,
listed on the deed, it's irrelevant. I mean, that's like, God forbid something happened to Seth, doesn't put him in line for the property, he's not listed on the deed.
I don't disagree with you, I'm just saying, that is gonna be a topic of discussion. So we can't
In
answer it at this point.
similarity, the applicant we just had before us does not own that property. He's leasing it out or gonna be leasing it and have the use for it. He doesn't own it. But he has the right to make improvements according to what the,
To your point, is he leasing the property from Seth? Is there a legal contract between Scott Drown and Seth Drown to lease the property for this transition into whatever this transition is?
So Chairman, he's making a point, because it does say right on the application that if a person is acting as an agent for the property owner, we're supposed to have a written authorization from the owner giving permission to act. Do we have that? Do we have any kind of a?
I don't see one here. All we have is Scott and Seth's name on the application, but we don't have the letter of authorization.
Okay,
We can get it.
right.
yep, that's a
Because
very
we
good
usually
point.
have that in the packet.
Yep.
Whether it's a lawyer or whoever's here.
Who's
on
the
behalf
duly
of the
authorized
applicant.
agent. To represent.
Right. So, yeah. So we need to get that.
All right. I think a lot of the things on the site plan checklist are not present, unless Julie, you have a lot more in the packet that we don't have yet.
I'm not sure.
Because normally you give us a list of all the abutters and everything like that.
I have the abutters.
And I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pages. Normally we have like 10, 15.
This is what I have. This is what I was given.
All right.
What am I missing? Tell me what we're missing.
Well,
I have
Yeah, go ahead,
a
Bill.
question to ask. In your material moving functions, whatever you're doing with materials.
Yep.
Are you removing or bringing in more or less than 50 cubic yards of material in a year?
More.
More, okay. So there's a lot of things
Yep.
that apply here, okay? So you might want to grab the zoning ordinance. It's on the website. You can download it and go through it.
Yeah,
It might help, okay, to see what needs to be covered.
we're gonna have to go through page, number 60, page 60,
Mhm.
which Article 11, mineral extraction, earth moving activities. And there's a whole lot that's gotta go in there before it can be approved.
It'd be good to read that. I think it'd be very helpful to you.
The other point I want to bring up is with regards to the equipment that is there. A lot of it is old, okay? It leaks, hydraulic fluid, diesel fuel, whatever, into the ground. And at the runoff, their land, this property is higher than the pond. The water flushes downhill and it goes right into what is a fire pond, which goes into, what is
I
the,
think it's Kennebunk Pond, we're in a tributary to Kennebunk Pond also, I believe.
so the concern, and again, going by the property, doing the site walkthrough, you just take a look at the equipment that's there and what is happening to the ground itself from the leaching of this equipment.
We all have wells, we're all concerned about,
Right, and knowing where you are, that little tributary goes down, feeds into Lord's Brook, which flows down, feeds into Kennebunk River.
Kennebunk River, not one.
Right, I corrected myself, yeah,
Okay, yeah.
yeah, again, Who helped you fill out the applications? I don't think it's, you did?
Yep, he came in and sat with me.
Okay, yeah, we are definitely gonna need a full, complete survey on here, topographical with everything else. You're looking at spending some money, we're gonna need a location, and if you have an equipment, for mineral extraction, typically you're gonna be required to have, are you gonna be storing any fuel on there?
No.
Are you? You're not gonna be filling any of your vehicles?
Nope, I got fuel in my truck, that's it.
How's it,
I don't have a tank there.
you're still gonna require a fueling pad where you bring your equipment over to fill it up?
Oh, I don't know, I fuel it up on the job, not there.
He needs, you gotta read this.
Yeah, you're gonna have to
Fuel
go
tank in the truck.
through
All right,
the zoning ordinance, Article 11, mineral extraction and earth moving activities. Scour through that. It's not just like you're going out and cutting a bunch of trees down. There's a whole list of requirements that have to be done before you're authorized to do it. That gets, I don't know if you know any of the excavation companies around that have gravel pits.
Oh, yeah.
They would be great help. I don't know if you know Hisson.
Oh, I know Dayton,
Yeah.
Rusty
So
Keen.
essentially, everything that they require, they're required, you're gonna be required. So, I don't feel comfortable moving forward even with a checklist. I don't know about the rest of you. Yes, sir.
One last question. So this is an operation today, approved or not approved. This function is taking place on a daily basis. What happens now?
Code
That would
enforcement?
be code enforcement to review, investigate, do a site walk. And if code enforcement has any issues that are in violation, they have the authority to do it. We don't.
So code enforcement is its general purpose property. It was originally bought as residential. There's a trailer on there that they're living in, suppose that they've got an occupancy permit. So based on the fact that it's general purpose residential, They could have farm animals, whatever within the constructs.
Mhm.
But anything outside the boundaries of what that is is not enforced. It's outside the,
There's a lot of things that go into that. Part of it is, was it existing before zoning took effect? That may have something to do with it. There's a lot of things. My suggestion would be for you to make an appointment with Rebecca in the codes office and sit down and discuss it with her. I'm sure she can give you the
We've already
information.
done that.
Okay.
we've already done.
And the same thing with you, you need to read the zoning, and look at it really close, and then probably make an appointment with her and sit down and go over that again. I think that would be
Yeah.
the best for both.
Because this is not, doing a subdivision is easier than mineral extraction. Believe it or not. Even though there's a lot of check boxes on a subdivision, when you get to mineral extraction, there's gonna have to be site surveys, engineers, you're gonna have to probably get the DEP in there, because you don't know if there's an indigenous tree frog that may be affected by whatever the silt runoff from going down toward the stream. That could be affected. All that has to be noted. I'm just trying to think when we did his on everything that was,
Again, read the zone.
get a copy. Rebecca will work with you. Talk to your buddies who own gravel pits and say, because is it every 5 years they got to be inspected? Every 2 years, and then when they expand, they got to come back to us, and we got to go and do the same site walk, redo the application. So yeah, best thing is go online. This is all downloadable.
Yep.
Section 11, mineral extraction.
Plus you have to have money in escrow from reclamation.
And all that is,
done with the town.
On the website, upper right-hand corner, it'll say charter and documents or whatever. Just go into that, you'll find it.
all right. That's-
Question, is this the primary use of this land a residence?
Well,
It is a home.
yes,
You're living
yes,
in?
yeah.
You're living in.
Yeah.
Okay. So general purpose, one principal building along with accessory buildings per lot.
You can,
So there's restrictions on the general purpose too, on
Exactly.
how many uses you can have in
Yeah.
there. So you need to
and
determine.
do you get an iPhone or map capabilities, Cecile?
Mhm.
Open spot. You can pass it on down. You know exactly where it is, Bill?
What's that?
Where this is? That's it. Now, when did you start doing that clearing and opening up the land?
It was cut off in the winter of 1819 or 19,
No, doing the excavation, having the equipment.
2020.
Get a copy of the ordinance, specifically Article 11, which is mineral extraction, make an appointment with Rebecca. Sit with her, and she'll do her best to walk you through as much. Talk to other mineral extracting, that in the area. They most likely will have a copy of the records that each time they go in, do an expansion and close down, because like they said, you're gonna have to have an escrow set aside for when you go to reclaim the land. So it's all things that need to be done. You just can't leave an eyesore when you're done with the area. And you gotta take into consideration your neighbors. There's most likely, if it goes through, gonna need some sound barrier. There's gonna be, because you're running heavy trucks over that private road, some type of setup
Yeah, we got dust plumes everywhere and all that.
to maintain that section of the road. Because 18-wheeler, let's go with a 12-wheeler.
10-wheeler.
10-wheeler,
There you go.
Is gonna do much more damage than a
Had a
4-wheeler.
trailer today.
Yeah, I'm just, because the other thing is you're gonna wanna be in good terms with your neighbors. That's my best suggestion is do your best to come back with us when you have a completed application. Well, not the completed, but the majority filled out with a survey and all the requirements such as the topography. We're going to, this is one of the things where, when it comes to surveys, we're gonna require.
Yes,
With fans
yeah.
and buts about it. All the i's dotted and t's crossed. Because, all
Okay,
right,
do you have any questions?
That's it for now, I guess.
all right.
Yep. All right. Thanks.
See ya, too. Okay.
Thank you for your time, appreciate it.
Thank you.
That's what we're here for.
Thank you, Rebecca. Appreciate it.
All right.
Okay, where are we?
We are at set agenda for 8:21.
8:21 is what?
2 Thursdays.
For what?
Set the agenda.
Oh.
Someone asked what's next. We don't have anything.
You're gonna review the sidewalk for Dan? Right?
Yes.
Dan Crook.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotta remind me who we're talking about.
The crook.
The Crook.
I thought it was a typo myself.
Interesting
I
name.
did too. I had to keep looking back at his application.
That's why I always go by address, map and lot, book and page. So we'll review the site walk. Do we have anything from Harbor Residential Subdivision?
Haven't heard a peep.
Still in the wind.
No.
What else did I have?
Mr. Drown, if he comes up with any new.
Yep. Is that one completed? 195 Barker Pond we did back in January?
Brigham?
Yes.
This question.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're being worked on.
So that's still active.
It's mine. I have it now.
It's in your hands?
Yeah.
So this is complete.
Yes.
Back on June 20th, we got something from Keywood Manor.
They were doing an expansion in Alfred.
Right.
They just wanted you to know, I think.
Yeah, that was just.
So it was just an FYI from Alfred.
I believe so. If you wanted to go to any of their meetings on their expansion, they just wanted you to know. I
Okay.
believe.
Rustic Dreams is done. All right. That's just site plan review, mission statement. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I can get those out of my,
They're just expanding.
I hate to get rid of anything in case it comes up and someone says, what about this? All right. That is paperwork, that is this, that's this. And of course, if anything new comes for the minutes, you will be sure to let us know, as you always do. Okay, we have, move on to minutes.
Thank you, Kevin, for all your hard work.
Yes,
Round of applause.
I think he deserves a box of donuts.
Something.
Attaboy, Kev.
Attaboy, Kevin.
I hate to do it, but I have to point out a mistake I made myself.
Oh,
I read it over, I didn't find it.
Oh,
Is
just,
it a period
it's,
instead of
it's,
a comma?
it's a time on the July 10th regular meeting. I started at 1 hour too late. I got 6:50 instead of 5:50.
Oh,
All
my,
right, this is
okay.
for signing, official copy to be
No
signed.
wonder I didn't see that one.
5:30, 5:30, 5:30.
So the July 10th one?
Yes.
July
Is that the one you were just talking about?
July 10th regular meeting,
So
The
what?
regular meeting, page.
Oh,
call to order.
all right.
I got
Just-
I'm on
6:50
public
instead of
hearing, okay.
Yeah.
all right.
Oh, 6:50 instead of 5:50.
Yep.
Typographical error.
But it doesn't affect the page that's being signed. So I can just retype that.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
can say
We can-
as amended in the recording.
I
Okay.
got a question about, it's a Scrivener error. Does it need to be, I don't think it needs to be amended. It's not a change, it is a correction, it's not a modification.
But it is modification because we're changing.
That's what we call a Scrivener error. It's an oops typo. I mean, I don't know. Do we have any errors and omissions, corrections, modifications to the minutes, public hearing from July 10th, 2024?
No, I move to approve.
Is
I
that,
second it.
we got a motion and a second to approve the planning board public hearing minutes of July 10th, 2024. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approved. Now, July 10th, 2024, planning board minutes with the typographical error that has been corrected on the second line after the regular meeting from 6:50 to 10 to 5:50. Any other corrections, revisions? Hearing none, do I have a motion to accept them as corrected, amended, revised?
So moved.
Second, any more discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Done? And Bill. Now we move on to the July 17th Planning Board. Why do I get 3 copies here?
You have your official to be signed copies, and then you have your copies if you would like a copy to take home.
2 copies to be
There's
signed.
a public hearing copy for the public hearing on the 10th. You
Yep.
have the planning board
Oh,
copy
I
on the
need-
10th,
Yep, and then you
And
get
then
back
you
to the
have
other one.
Actually, I was.
Meeting
not
copy
here,
on the
so that
17th.
was fine.
3 copies.
So this one,
There's a
Yes.
sticky on the back of them, official
Yeah.
to be signed.
well, we got the public hearing and then we got the planning board meeting.
And then you've got the planning board meeting.
Ah, see, this is the one right there, July 10th. Okay, no sticky. They both say July 17th on the planning board. There's a second signature page. All right, do we have a motion to accept the planning board minutes for July 17th, 2024?
So moved.
Second, any errors, omissions, corrections, comments?
I'll second it.
Give us a motion, second, any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Approved. All right. You just must have wanted 2 copies printed.
I know what I was doing.
What's that?
at the time.
I'll just give it back. All right. Review the minutes. Any more business come before the planning board? Do we have a CEO update?
The only thing I wanted to mention was I told you I talked to the town manager about the changes you wanted to make to the application. So basically, what we went over it, and the suggestion is to keep it as it is because it mirrors the ordinance. And that way, it's not as, people coming in
Right.
and going through the application with me, it's gonna mirror the ordinance. If they've read it, it's the same. Having the site plan done by a surveyor is great, but we can't require it. We can, however, require a perimeter survey, and the only language she thought would be better to add is just in the on the second page, in the explanations, differentiating those, saying the site plan is different than the perimeter survey. It's just, we can't require the site plan to be done by a surveyor, because there's nothing that backs it up in the ordinance. The minute somebody gives pushback, I have no authority to say, nope, you have to do this. So.
Okay.
That's my only issue with that, but other than that, my plan is to try and meet with every applicant when they come to go through it, and, try and make sure that they come to the meeting prepared.
Right, because I noticed this is, I think, the first time where we have that secondary page with referencing the 20 items that you've added, which is really nice, because it gives us, we're not sitting there asking, well, what about this? Because you've already asked them the question.
Right, I actually go through and mark it as we go and say, you need to bring this, you need to bring this is probably not applicable, we talk about it.
Correct, and if you can throw a couple of notes on it, that'd be even better. Because I'm looking through this and I'm going, oh, number 8, it's already been commented and questioned on,
I can do
which is
that.
great and wonderful.
Sure.
Makes me not look like an idiot, so,
I can
which
do
is
that.
hard to do.
I can put the notes as we're discussing what they say.
Yep.
So,
That was wonderful.
because I'm gonna find out if Scott Drown is working a pit. I don't know that he is, from my understanding. They're just sifting.
He's got mineral extraction down, which whether he's sifting or not, he's still got to go through all section 11 and say,
I just
yes,
don't
does
think
apply,
he's
or no, it doesn't
extracting
apply.
anything. I gotta find
That's
out.
right, because that would, to me, that would apply to a gravel pit.
Right,
But if you're bringing in loam and it's full of roots and rocks and you're gonna sift it to clean it out and take it back out, that's not mineral extraction.
Then what does it fit under?
Right.
That's the other
That
thing.
was the question I had.
Well, we just approved, was it Mr.
Earth moving
Bollier
activities.
on 111? And he's doing exactly that. He's
Right.
bringing stuff in,
What was
sifting
his
through it.
application? How did he get through the application?
What was the category?
I don't know.
I'd have to refer to my counterpart over here.
If you tell me who it is, I can look it up.
Was it Jason?
Jason Boyer.
Jason Bollier. It's right next to the auto body shop.
I think his application came in before I started and his nod was like written
Yeah, but
right
what,
when I started.
but he is not operating a gravel pit.
No.
He is
does, like,
recycling
park
material and then reselling it.
Yep.
And I think that's what this gentleman was
Yeah.
alluding to. The other issues could be issues, I don't know. I mean, that's more in your park than mine. Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I think he was applying for, was to do that sort of work.
Yeah.
So I'll work with him a little more.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
find out exactly what.
what it
he's
is,
doing.
'cause if he's not doing any extraction, then
Yeah, it makes a huge difference.
how big of, you know, we don't need to know that he's not digging a pit and gonna be excavating from 5 acres. So,
Let me find out.
And Scott needs to do the letter of authorization.
So, yeah,
Well,
I'll
Well,
have some.
we're gonna talk about that. That's one of my things I wanted to talk. We talked about that at the meeting the other day. We want to bring that up and discuss it.
right, so you'd want to check on article, site application.
Well, I just wanted to make sure you were done. I didn't want to interfere. Oh, okay.
Thank you.
All right. So one of the first things, just what we were talking about, that we had at the MMA meeting, was that the first thing you have to do, even before you accept to look at the application, that the person that's coming before you has the authority to be there to represent that, or is the owner of it. And if that has to be decided, number one,
Right, because we actually have it as like number 16.
that's before you
WT.
even look at it, that has to be decided, before you even look at anything.
Yeah, right title and interest.
So that was one of the things they brought up, I thought was really interesting.
Right, so that they shouldn't come before the planning board without that. That should be in our
Correct.
packet,
It's either in the
When they
deed
come.
or something.
right?
Yeah.
And a permission.
Whether it's a lawyer, engineer, or anybody else representing.
Correct.
Yeah, like,
It needs to be-
Well, even if an attorney comes in,
Or
you have to
sometimes
make
it's
sure
like a-
that he's really authorized to represent the landowner. or
Right,
homeowner.
we've seen the builder come in for customers,
Mhm.
like someone who's doing the construction of like a
Yep.
camp reconstruction. they give them the authority to come in. And
That was a really good meeting, by the way. It was very fascinating.
They feed you well?
Yeah, so. I had another thing I gave you on that.
Party responsible. You said just question site application, number 16, which was the right title. And then party responsible, which goes to the right application and would refer to who's authorized to speak on behalf.
Okay, so then I had a couple other things, and it was, one, this wasn't from that meeting, but on the votes that are recorded, I believe we're supposed to say who voted how, not how many yes, how many no. They want to know who voted what.
I agree.
I'm just saying, that's what it's, I think is required, and if anybody remembers looking at it. But I know, I remember from my past life that they wanted to know who voted how on everything. And that was part of the requirement.
One of the things, and I agree, however, unless there's dissension or an opposition vote or an abstaining, if it's an all in favor and there's no opposition, it would be a unanimous vote by the members present, which would be automatically presented by those voting members present. I agree.
So-
But with the recording, everybody can see how everybody votes.
Right.
And when I've done the minutes,
Good point.
I think if somebody abstains, I've put the name of the person
Who
abstaining.
abstains,
Yeah.
So you know
Abstain to
everybody, you know, if it's,
does not approve.
4 yes, it was like 4 yes, 0 no, Cecile abstained, something like that.
A perfect
So-
example was the
Yeah.
church next door. I
Yeah.
abstained on everything because I knew the
You
applicant.
abstained for the whole,
You recused yourself.
I recused myself, so
So that
therefore
doesn't have to be mentioned.
the
in every-
abstain was automatic.
but you abstained.
I
from
abstained,
The
yeah.
septic,
Mhm.
but they did, I don't know if I mentioned it or showed you, they did drop off the septic. They did have somebody come in, pump it out, do their,
Oh,
they
do an
did drop
inspection.
off.
Like an HHE
Awesome.
200,
Okay.
Good.
Yes, it's in their file for
the church.
the church, yes.
Yeah, I was just looking at this one. Yeah, it's a third-party
Yeah.
inspection company.
Yes. So we have that now.
Last thing I had,
Oh,
you had something, go ahead.
I just wanted, since we're talking about this approval thing and how the minutes. So I was watching the ordinance review committee, they don't have anyone doing minutes. And they said that, well, we don't have to because the video is considered legal recording of the minute. And so I went out in the state rules and that's true, a video recording.
So let me ask you a question. How secure is it?
About as secure as the paper that could burn in a fire. but,
That's
you
true.
know,
That's true.
It's not very secure because we have trouble getting historical documents here.
Yeah.
So, you're right, you know.
Yeah, so if anything, we should have an on-site storage of that YouTube video along with the YouTube.
Right.
There's always a chance that
Yeah.
the towns.
I just bring it up because I think that's an issue.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
And I mean, we had a fire here 25 years ago and we lost tons of records that burned up and there was no other archive backup on those records.
Right.
So, okay.
But I think if there was a way of preserving that recording and in some, even if, well, even a cloud could go, if you don't pay
Well,
the subscription.
Data
you could
storage
lose it.
is cheap.
An Iron Mountain thing, they used to use Iron Mountain, but I don't know if that exists anymore.
Well, I know the town's got
Yes,
backup
backup.
system here, like a cloud storage, that they could do that here. And I know that it's quite a sophisticated system.
Right.
You was gonna say?
Double check me, but I do believe though that, anything you vote on needs to be, typed out.
Well, but they vote.
Do they vote? in
They
the-
vote, yes.
But they're advisory.
They're different than us.
They're
Yeah.
advisory.
Right. We are,
But again,
Oh.
double check me, because I could be wrong, but that's. the
we're not a
only thing.
regulatory board, but
Well, I believe I looked.
I hate to say it, but what we do is got a lot of
Planning
fun.
board.
Exactly.
We
We-
said it was
you know,
legal. You know, it was,
talk about storage space. I mean, just in my business alone, I probably have, I got twin terabyte hard drives in RAID formation. Then I have a remote 16 terabyte hard drive. Then I have 2 off-site storage facilities. And that's my simple business.
So, coming back to this, I think, when, my experience, and I know Kevin, you found that too, when you're trying to do minutes, it's difficult to take enough notes when you're participating on the board. So we rely on the video, we have to go back and I am not hearing, I know my hearing is probably
Superb, in my opinion.
right, but, we're not hearing everything, especially with the voting. It's really hard to understand. Some people speak clearly, or the mic might not be in the right position or whatever.
Now, when you're reviewing on YouTube, do you use that little text box on the right-hand side?
Well, it's not always available.
Sometimes
I think someone has to hit that option because the transcript does not always work.
No, sometimes I get halfway through before I can get it to come up.
Right.
And then I'll start it over and it shows up right away.
Really?
It's the most
It's
bizarre
how
thing.
you think about the computer. Yes.
Yeah. And Kevin talks too quietly.
Don't call it Siri or Alexa. Nice computer.
Okay, well, I had one last item.
Go ahead.
And this is something I learned at the seminar we went to.
So taxpayers, your money and education is being utilized
Well
properly.
spent.
So we always have a public hearing with abutters to voice their concerns. Okay. Obviously, the abutters' concerns are important. Our responsibility is to make sure that the zoning ordinance is adhered to, not the abutters' wants.
Right,
Oh,
this
yes,
this
we
is,
know that,
okay.
yes, right,
So they can voice their concerns, we should look at the whole thing.
Right.
But our responsibility is the ordinance that
The
will work.
ordinance.
exactly.
But I didn't know that. I thought we had to take everything that they said and put it all together.
Well, I think we have to review it and understand it because they
You
could
do.
bring up issues that are
Absolutely.
against the audience.
But our
Ordinance, we
primary
don't know.
responsibility is
Right.
with the ordinance.
Right, the ordinance and the residents.
No, the ordinance.
The
The
ordinance
ordinance
allows
is
it.
the will of the residents by their vote to approve or deny them.
That is not their comments at a public hearing. That's a different,
That's about, you're talking about butter.
when an abutter comes in to voice their opinion at a public hearing.
Right.
That's what it is. It's an opinion.
It's an opinion.
Our responsibility is the zoning ordinance.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Basically, these
Okay.
3 books
Am I
right here.
correct?
Yes.
I am correct. And to me, that's really important.
Yes.
And I don't want to say that to denigrate the person that's bringing the issue.
No.
But that's where our focus has to be.
Right.
Our
And I
responsibility.
think
If the
that's
use is
important.
allowed and all the requirements and that,
Correct.
then yes. we have
Like I
to
said,
approve
that
it.
was a great seminar, really,
Mhm.
really good.
When we do applications for membership,
That was, you just brought up the other thing that I forgot about. Go ahead.
one of the questions asked is, regardless of whether you agree or disagree with the project before us, will you abide by the ordinance that are before us?
That's our
That
responsibility.
is that's what we took an oath for.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
We vote, there could be something that comes before this board that I personally may be totally in disagreement with.
Mhm.
If it is allowed by and meets all the criteria by the ordinance that is set before us, I'm bound to approve it.
Right.
And if it's something that I'm wholeheartedly in favor of, but it goes against the ordinance, I must reject it.
However, it is as good as the ordinance is written. Because
Exactly.
if it's wishy-washy in the ordinance, now we have to make a decision based on opinion, how we feel or whatever, or how we interpret, and we have to agree on that. And sometimes the public might clarify that for us.
their
That's
input
correct. No, you're absolutely
Interpretation.
correct.
and their
If it's
more
not
implicit
black and
implicit
white.
knowledge of what is in the immediate surrounding.
Right,
We can't know every parcel of land and every possible potential.
Right.
We could have a resident come up and say, well, I know something about this property that may set us back and go, oh, we need to rethink this.
and if they do, then they should present it to us.
Mhm.
And it actually is, if the onus is on the applicant to
That's right.
supply us, even if it's historical documents.
It's
um,
their
it's their
responsibility to prove
find
what
out.
they're asking. for.
Right,
Yes.
As is stated, in each instance, the burden is upon the applicant to demonstrate compliance with the provision of the applicable ordinance or ordinances.
right,
They read that to us almost word for word.
yeah.
That's,
So the other thing that I forgot to bring up that I wanted to, and this kind of goes back on you guys more than anything, but they felt, and it's not required, but they felt that the office, you guys review the application coming in, and you have to say, yes, it's a completed application before it comes to us.
Right.
If it's not complete, it shouldn't even come to us.
Then I, just a quick question on that. Perimeter survey is part of a complete application. Do you want me to wait until they have that? Because those are
Yes.
weeks out.
Yeah, I realize that, but we technically can't do anything until we have all the information.
I can absolutely do that. I
And,
just-
and I agree. And the other thing that what you commented about a site plan, and I understand that fully, is that I can draw on a site plan something that is totally wrong. Is that something you guys are gonna verify? And I mean, it's simple as, okay, you say your setback from your sidelines is 11 feet. Are you gonna go check and make sure it's not 8 feet?
No, that's.
I just asked that question, because that's, I mean, it's so easy for me to lie on the application. Not that I want to, but it happens.
speaking about the setbacks, perfect example about that. Years ago, I was appraising a property for FHA, and one of the requirements is the well has to be located 10 feet from the boundary. A lot of times it's very easy. Well, this one, the well was so far back I could barely even see it, and they never provided me with a survey. Well, they wanted me to confirm that the well met the setbacks. I was like, I haven't seen a survey. The well was 8'6" back from the border. You could go there and look, yeah, it's in the field and there's the trees there, so it's, so yeah, all this documentation with someone putting their name and signature and official seal on it is key and critical.
So what the point they were driving at on the completed application was not to create excess of work for any one person, but it streamlines the planning board's time involved in something that's not complete to start with. And it helps to alleviate that slowdown. But like I said, it was a great seminar. Really.
And I believe the waivers, the waivers too should be documented
Well,
and
there's,
brought to us. at the
that's another
meeting, too.
interesting thing, because according to them, the only one that can approve a waiver is the zoning board of appeals. Now,
That's true.
the word you're using for a waiver in here, I would say that requirement is not applicable. So it's not a waiver, we're just saying it doesn't apply in this case because it's not new construction, okay? And so that was a really clear point.
But our
The zoning
ordinance,
board's the only one that can do the waiver.
right, but our ordinance, I think, says that if there's an item in the checklist that they cannot, does not apply or whatever, that they need to write, it has to be a written
A
request
request
to waive
for-
that requirement. So it's not a waiver, it's the right to waive the requirement.
A request to stipulate or
But
acknowledge that. it's
by
not-
law, state law is what says that it's the zoning board has authority to approve waivers. No other board has that authority. So only thing I would question is change the word. Just say it's not applicable. For us, it's the same thing, but I think it just on a legal term, gets you out of the way of getting run over by a truck, you know?
So that could be a change of the ordinance. Could go.
Could be, but I think we can just do it as a change within the structure for the application process, and it would be fine. Because it's terminology at this point, really. But like I said, you learn a lot.
No, it's great,
Yeah.
because for me, it's been a number of years since I've been there, when I was talking to Sil, I should get a refresher course.
Well,
Or-
the attorneys that were there obviously work with us every day.
Oh,
So
yeah.
their knowledge is just overwhelming on this, you know. It was very good. But the food was all right.
That was in Freeport, right?
Yeah, it was. Actually, it was almost across the street from LLB.
Didn't I tell you?
Yeah, it was just around the corner there, across the train tracks.
Yeah.
That's all I had. That's all I had.
No, that's fantastic, because refresh things that I've probably forgotten. Any other comments? Yes.
I will contact MMA about the legal department about what Cecile brought up, so we can get in writing a legal opinion of what needs to be in minutes and what is fine.
Okay.
Does that work for you?
Yeah, that would be good. Yeah.
Yes, I can do that.
That's
I'll reach out
great.
tomorrow.
That'd be great.
And
If it's legal to just.
just as an interesting similarity, I was reviewing the minutes of another municipality the other day. And one of the interesting things that they do is they don't videotape, but they audio record it. And as soon as the written minutes are presented and approved, the audio recordings are destroyed. And I was talking to someone in that municipality and going, what if the minutes are not properly documented? And they're like, yeah, there's potential lawsuit already in the works for that municipality
Yeah.
because of that.
Wow.
Can you imagine?
Yes, because we stated there's a summary. It's not verbatim.
Exactly. And I listened to a 2-hour, 19-minute audio recording of that municipality, and the minutes were, ours look like books compared to their minutes. So I think we're doing pretty decent for our wonderful little municipality, especially having the live streaming.
I know, I learned a lot.
That's great. No. Anything else? Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So
Second?
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Close. 7:09.
7:09.
Another 5 minutes, we would have made that quarter past, which would have brought us to the half past, which would have given us another 30 cents. Almost afford Uber. I always say, this is